morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the fiber which is converted into the fabric, that is the material. So this process will involve not only in cotton, and some of the process which involved in silk, in jute, and also in coir. The coir is nothing but the husk of the coconut. So how this process involved and where it is important, the places where it is important. Let us go through it. The first one we have taken here is cotton ball, which is taking that means hand picking from the cotton plant, and that which consists of obtained from cotton ball. That's cotton obtained from balls. So, with the help of guining, we are going to remove this cotton seeds. So, after removing the cotton seeds, and slowly this fibers is been spinning up and yarn the thread like appearance which is take place, and from there by weaving or knitting the fabric material which takes place. This is a process from how the fiber to fabric which is takes place, and that is well known to us. The next one is that the uses of cotton. So generally after preparing the fabric materials, we should know. So some uses of this cotton, where the cotton is used in the manufacture of cotton textiles and papers, as the fillers in pillows, quilts, and mattresses, and also for making surgical bandage, bed sheets, and tablecloths. Moreover, in pillows you can see not only the pure cotton, you can see some different silk cotton, that we call it as non-absorbed cotton. In mattresses and pillows and cushions and all, what you'll see, you can see that the cotton is bit silky. That is non-absorbed cotton, that is a mixture of the synthetic material. Whenever you next time when you open that cushions and all, if you observe properly, you can see, because it won't compress it, where the pure cotton compress it, so that you can feel like a fabric one. But here, as I want to tell it, as it is used in pillows and all and mattresses and all, where some that material which is of non-absorbent cotton, it don't it exits absorbs the water substances. It will be remains like that as a material, that is non-absorbed cotton, what we say. And I want to talk next about this jute. Jute is called as a golden fiber because of its color, which ranges from off-white to brown. When in the starting of it is of off-white, but when it is drying it up later and later, it turns into this brown color substances, where we call it as golden fiber. And one more thing, like it is obtained from the stems of the jute, and the stems of the jute will be like very tall, that you'll see. And the main purpose which grows is an alluvial soil, which is mainly obtained from. So maximum of this product will get from March to May, and it is cultivated during this season only. Here I have shown the picture of that jute plants, where you can see the long plants which is obtained, and this jute plant is going to prepare the jute material. Let us see how. So these jute plants are there, as it is long stalks of the jute plants are cut and tied into the bundles and soaked in water for about 3 weeks. The stems become soft and fibers are separated by hand. So it used very easily, we can remove it by using our hand. And then this fibers then washed under running water and hung up to dry under the sun, so that then the tide is bundled and sent to the mills. And moreover, India is the largest producer of jute in the world, and it is mainly grown in West Bengal, which accounts for over 50% of raw jute production. Apart from India, you can see in Bangladesh, China, and also in Thailand are the leader producers of this jute. And whereas jute is biodegradable and eco-friendly, and it is also strong and durable. And let us see the uses of this jute. So the uses, jute is used in the clothes, as shopping bags, as carpets, as curtains, ropes, and cloth for wrapping balls of raw cotton, and to make sacks for storing grains, and making the hangings for decoration. And in olden days, and also, and in some packing of this crops and all the vegetables and fruits, they use these jute bags so that the air can pass through freely, and the food or the fruits or vegetables, it won't get spoiled. So more purposes we can use these jute bags, which keeps the vegetables or fruits very fresh. The next one is the coir. The coir is nothing but the rough fiber, and which is the outermost covering of the coconuts, as I told you before. It is relatively, it's a waterproof, and it is resistant to damage by seawater, and it is mostly found in Kerala's in India and in Sri Lanka's, and it is used as ropes, mats, brushes, and as packaging material. As I previously told, that it is used for storage of vegetables or fruits. And moreover, this coir is used for ropes, and it is a very hard substances after when it's dried up in the hot sun, and it is used from the olden days, and it is right now also it is used as a bag like substances, which is of storing the materials and all. The next one I want to discuss is about the silk. What does the silk generally we've used for clothes purpose, where it has such a nice luster, the shinings of it, it is soft. Silk is very soft, and the shining, the appearance of the shinings only we feel very attracted to that clothes. So silk, where does the silk obtained from? The silk is obtained from the silkworm. It's an animal. From an animal we are getting, from an insect, what we say. So this silk is getting from the cocoon of the silk, and the cocoon will be like this. And this is where I've shown you the mulberry leaves, where silkworm, where it eats the mulberry leaves. It feeds on mulberry leaves, and after that it continuously eats 25 weeks till 25 days. It eats this mulberry leaves and all, and after that 3 to 4 days it stops eating that mulberry leaves, and it is placed in a rack. The worm which is placed in a rack, and it appears, it spreads all the silk in each and every rack. So, and finally it appears like this is nothing but the cocoon. So let us see what does. So the cultivation and the commercial practice of rearing silkworms for the production of the silk is called as sericulture. And India and China are the major silk producing countries in the world. The silk comes from the cocoons of the silkworm, which feeds on mulberry leaves, as I already discussed here. And moreover, silkworm is more and more developing in India and many other states also. So more maximum of the production which comes from the China and in India, but the first silk production has happened in China, and it has a very good materials of that, and based upon that some you can have in pale yellow color and white color also, but based depending on the color we use different colors of dyes, so that we can convert that white color silk into different color whatever we like. So it is not harmful, but it is a very good fabric that we are getting from this animals. This is about the topic. Thank you.